We know bucket list moments are hard to come by. They just kind of have to line up. But this one, our bucket list, with its wild waves, epic views, and yes, even a little seasick surprise, this one's been a long time coming for us. So today we bring you our Dunn's River Falls adventure. Welcome back to Travel Tips and Recommendations, presented by Jones Getaways by Dream Vacations. I'm Tommie.
And I'm Nikki.
She is.
We are happily retired Army veterans, but now travel is a huge part of our life.
That's facts. You ready?
Yep.
Let's
go.
And there we were. Just finished our fun at Sandals South Coast, and it's time to move on. Move on to Sandals Dunn's River. I mean, we were already in Jamaica.
That's right.
Am I right? The first thing Nikki did was to make sure that we were going on a catamaran ride.
Yeah, but it wasn't just any ride. Thanks. We booked the Island Routes Catamaran excursion that includes snorkeling and the famous Dunn's River Falls climb.
But first, the catamaran ride. It was fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, the crew was hype, and they had a DJ. He was part of the crew, and the music was flowing, mm-hmm. and they definitely took the time to get you into the mood of having fun.
Right. Yeah. So
but the seas were a little rough for you, boy. I'm not a boat person. And then, so finally got a chance to snorkel. So I've never snorkeled before, officially. I've done it in the pool, but not in the ocean. When you snorkel, you're going to take in some salty seawater. And on top of that, I may have had a couple Twizzlers, because the taste in my mouth to try to get it out. But I did tell you the waters were kind of choppy. And bottom line is I threw up, okay?
A few times.
Okay, I threw up a few times. I'm not sure she had to bring up how many, but E2, Nikki, E2.
Well, I'm just saying, you were all right. After it all, you got all that out of you. You were fine. You championing through. Yeah. Nobody actually really noticed. I actually really didn't notice until, I kept noticing you were kind of moving away.
To look over the ship, the boat. Just had to look over to make sure.
There? But then, you gave the thumbs up that you were okay.
That's right, because I'm an athlete.
Absolutely. That's right.
So we made it through. I got all that seawater and the Twizzlers out of my stomach. And then we ended up docking, right? Because we finished snorkeling, and then we got to the Dunn's River Falls.
Yeah. So a little background about the falls for those who may not know. It's one of Jamaica's most iconic attractions. It's 600 feet long, 180 feet high, and it's one of the few waterfalls in the world that empties directly into the sea.
Come on, head knowledge.
You impressed?
Absolutely. Let me add a little something to that, right?
Okay.
Show off my skills. The water comes from natural springs, and it's rich in calcium carbonate. And that's why the travertine rocks that you'll end up walking on, that's how they're formed.
Yeah, it's such a historic spot. Way back in 1657, the Battle of
Las Chorreras.
That's right. Happened there where the British beat the Spanish to claim Jamaica.
That's true. Yeah. And they've also filmed Dr. No, the James Bond movie, with the legendary Sean Connery. No? Okay.
After getting off the catamaran, our guide, Marvin, met us at the beach. And he was super upbeat, making sure that we were getting hyped for what we were about to do and make sure we were all ready to go. So he wanted to make sure we had our water shoes on and hats and sunglasses off.
Right. And here's a pro tip for you. Bring real water shoes that you've verified are real sturdy water shoes and have good grip. Because I ordered some on Amazon. And the ones I ordered the ones that could get to us the quickest. Okay?
Yep, and got ruined the fastest.
Yeah, well, facts. Them jokers didn't even make it on me trying them out and walking around the resort. It didn't even make it that far.
You had holes in the top of the shoe.
I had holes in my toes. My toe was sticking out.
But luckily, you were able to buy some on the property.
True.
We started from the beach, and you have three choices. You walk up the stairs, you can actually climb the falls, or you just don't do it at all.
And you already know what we Joneses did. Athletes.
That's right. We powered through. We climbed them falls.
And I'm going to tell you, climbing with Nikki was fun. She was willing to get her hair wet. And
which is a rarity with something like that.
Absolutely. She was willing to get in the water. And we hooked up chain gang style with the rest of our group and started climbing the falls.
Yeah. However, the water was cold.
It was cool.
Nope. These Georgia bones don't do cold like that. So it was cold for me. And Marvin and that photographer that was running around having a good time, they were splashing people, just to get folks in the mood for it, But it was fine.
They
it ended up being fine.
They almost broke up a happy
because I thought he splashed me, but it wasn't him. It was the photographer. I mean, it was Marvin, the guide. But anyway, climb was longer than I expected, but it was definitely well worth it.
Agreed. So starting up, we talked about the chain gang. You're going to need to help some of the people in your group, regardless of what kind of group you got.
Yeah, because you do have to step up kind of high, or you have to go low under this little.
Yes.
I don't know what that was. A bridge. Okay, that we went under. So you're going to need help going up because the water is definitely gushing down. Yeah, so you're going to need some help going up there.
And that's another thing. It's flowing, and that's why they tell you about the hats and they tell you about your sunglasses. There are a lot of insoles that wash down. I was victim as well. But somebody had on a hat, and they had the safari type hat with the rope underneath it, so they clinched it in tight.
Yeah.
Some people had the sunglasses, but they had the string connected to them, so you can make it up there. But if you don't need them, we would say don't bring them.
Keep it, yeah.
But there are break points. There's pooling where it levels off, and you can get some great pictures.
Yeah, because we weren't the only ones that were on the falls. There were other, catamaran guests and just people that were visiting the falls itself, going up, to the top. So we had to take intervals, as we were going up.
And we literally, while we were lining up to go, there was a group that just started, and you could see them chain gang.
Yeah.
And you could figure out how you needed to move to get up there. So that was pretty smooth.
Yeah.
But once you get to the top, there's a sign, boom, that says, "Congratulations, you have completed Dunn's River Falls."
Yeah.
In other words, we won.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So it was good. It felt good.
But after the climb, we picked up our photos. Yes. An important note, they're not Sandals employees, True. So bring cash if you want to tip them.
As well as the people who are selling stuff there. They're not Sandals employees either.
Yeah.
And then it was time to head back. We had to get back on the catamaran. I was feeling strong, confident that my stomach was ready for the return ride because I didn't eat anything and didn't have any more Twizzlers or seawater.
Yeah.
And yes, I did not throw up. Now, baby, I know you got some tips for the people.
I do.
Okay.
I sure do. So bring cash, tip your guide and the photographer.
Yes.
Get solid water shoes, not the Amazon's finest. Something with a grip and some support
and some good
and comfort
material.
Yeah. Bring a waterproof pouch or swimwear with zipper pockets to keep your phone secure if you don't have the latest and greatest iPhone.
Right.
Leave your hats and sunglasses behind or strap them down very tight. Don't be afraid to get wet.
Yes, it's fun. Water fun.
The fun is in the splash.
Absolutely.
Okay. And lastly, soak it all in. That's an adventure you'll never forget.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yep. And it was our bucket list. So my question is, Mrs. Jones, you know how many fights I've been in for that song, my mama.
Yeah.
Do you recommend, that is a fact, do you recommend people take the chance and navigate Dunn's River Falls?
Yeah, I do. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I didn't just cop out and just walk on the stairs. It was a great adventure. I'm not typically the adventurous type like that.
Yeah.
But I'm really, really glad I did it. So, yeah. How about you?
Absolutely. It was a bucket list for us. The sad point is we've gone to Jamaica a few times, you know, and had
On cruises, yeah.
on cruises, and had the excursion as an option. But we always wanted to see if we could get to know Jamaica more than doing that excursion, because the excursion from the ship it's a long day, and we didn't want to lose most of the day on this. But going to Jamaica, being at the resort, Sandals Resort, it was a perfect time to do it, and so glad we did it.
Yeah.
Because it was a little bit challenging, a lot of fun, and great picture moments.
Yeah.
So I strongly recommend it, you know. And that, good people, was our Dunn's River Falls experience. Question: have you ever climbed Dunn's River Falls? Or have you ever gone snorkeling? And what was it like for your first time snorkeling? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. And if you haven't done it, what you waiting for? You know, reach out to us at Jones Getaways or email us. Our contact information is in the description box. So let us help you experience the amazing of the world. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.
True. And thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget, travel often, travel smart, and travel safe. See you next time.
Bye.